Okay, because that's important. So inhalation, that's where we are surprised. That's where we're pulling in energy. Jumping into cold water, you pull energy in, pull air in fast. You're scared, right? You're pulling energy in so that you have energy to mobilize to deal with that cold or to deal with the potential ramifications of that fear. As in the situation that might be causing the fear, right? So that's really important. The inhalation for most of us will cause a contraction and an upward movement of energy. And it takes time to learn how to inhale without having this constant tension. When we start thinking about our breathing tends to get worse. All right, now typically this is often discussed as, oh, you've always been doing that, but you just weren't aware of it. Not entirely true. When you put your attention on something, it changes. Your attention, as you've noticed, the location and shape of your mind has a density to it. It has a weight to it. By placing your mind on something, you change it. There's a saying that what you touch changes, and what you change changes you. Something like that. I could be butchering that, but something like that. So anyway, you touch a part of yourself with your mind, it changes. And that change changes you. So we want to be aware of this. And in order to teach our breath to not do that, we have to learn to breathe from different places. Now this is commonly discussed as, say, abdominal breathing or belly breathing. And I think this is a really negative thing because it is taught as an idea. People will literally tie strings around their bellies and make sure they can feel that string pushing in. And it's taught as your chest shouldn't move, your belly should move. Don't breathe with your chest, that's stress breathing. Breathe with your deep parts of your belly, your lungs, that's relaxed breathing. What you want to do though is inhale and have the draw of that breath, where it's coming from, be from deeper. But that doesn't mean that this doesn't move. Your lungs are here, your chest will move if there's air that's filling your body. So when we're doing our pore breathing, whether it's the skin or the field, I'm breathing, and it's like that, you know when you pull the bottom of a balloon, when they talk about how a diaphragm works, and they pull the suction down from here. Instead of pulling it from here to pull the air in, you train your breath in a very relaxed way, or just by relaxing it'll happen, where it's like it's filling the bottom first. Okay, that's probably a better way to think about it. I breathe and it fills here, but it still needs to fill the rest of the body and the lungs. When we look at the pore breathing, you feel that stretch with the skin. The whole body inhales, the whole body exhales. But we aren't trying to breathe into the abdomen. Okay, we want the breath to be natural. As the mind calms, and let's say you're doing your standing training, right? Just the act of being in your posture will change how the breath works. The posture, the state of mind, and the state of mind will change how the breath functions. Okay, and it's releasing habitual breathing patterns and tensions that are involved in the habitual breath that will change how this all functions. So abdominal breathing isn't really a good thing to focus on because it just creates more constraints, more tensions of the mind that we impose on our breath. We want to free the breath, not alter the constraints that are upon it. Now there is a type of tension involved in breathing, and this is very, very important because it's the same as how we tune the fascia. There has to be an integrity to it, right? And the breath can help increase or decrease the amount of strength in the connective tissue and the amount of vital energy that you are working with or producing, as well as the amount of astral energy that you are producing.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, the breath is tuned similar to the connective tissue. Just like you tune the tensegrity of the connective tissue for generating life force. And that tissue tensegrity alters a little bit for the astral, to tune into the astral feeling. The breathing tunes to different states as well. So we did the breathing exercise to help tune into the astral state of holding the breath and slowing down the exhalation, slowing down the inhalation. And that it's almost like tightening. It tightens a little bit the integrity of the container that the air is moving through. So you can feel that breath, like a density to it more, right? Just like water passing through a smaller space is more pressurized. So we do use the pressurization of the breath, the thoracic tension involved in holding the breath or changing the speed of the breath. This is part of energy work. It's a natural part. As you become aware of it, you can choose it. The issue comes with doing the thing inorganically, right? And treating it as an idea and not as a part of many, not as one of many layers. It is one of many layers that's involved in being in a specific state or moving energy in a specific way. Okay? So the breath is important. Learn to breathe calmly within each element.
But visualizing, feeling here instead of
It's
feeling,
just as a tool.
yeah,
as a
like
tool.
it helps to
It can help get you to
Feel
a little closer to where you might want to
Feel
be.
that.
It is not the end.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the thing you are trying to do, right? It's just to help you get from 0 to 1. That's the hardest thing to do, 0 to 1. Once you kind of know where 1 is, you can, there's 2, there's 3. But it's that first step that can be hard. So you could think of it as this being where the suction happens, but the air still is going to fill all of you. We don't want to stop our lungs from working up high, and we don't want to stop the ribs from helping out with the breath. So whole body pore breathing, right? Yeah, the whole thing's inhaling. Yeah, this is working, but air's still coming in and filling this area. And I've had like RMTs mention to me, they're like, okay, take a big breath. And it just like keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. And when you learn how to breathe over time, you can breathe, then you can start using all the fascia and tissue and intercostal muscles in your spine to pull in more and more and more and more and more and more air. I had this one arm, she's like, you're gonna break a rib. What are you doing? Like, just inhale, and it just kept going, kept going, kept going. So you can use the breath to massage open all this stuff inside your torso that you would never be able to touch otherwise. Just a mixture of the tensegrity of the body and the breath to help open stuff up. There's nothing exceptionally special about that. It is just using the breath and various variations of tensegrity. You might load up the tissue with vital energy in a specific spot, and then the breath will influence that tissue more. It'll be squeezed through more. And you can explore this and play with this. If you're feeling tight in your back, right, you push the energy into the back, breathe with your mind filling that area in the back that you are wanting to massage open. And over time, your whole torso will become very, very mobile and free and capable of directing energy. And we want this to eventually be the whole body. So this is whole body pore breathing. The whole body inhales, the whole body exhales, energy, air, the whole body is a part of it. If the whole body is a part of it, you can just the mere act of breathing then becomes a whole body activity, right? And that's a very useful thing to develop. Okay, any other questions there? No? Yes? All right, let's move on to